Hey everybody, it's Christian Pedersen. I'm joined by Ratamana Bulabalvu. He is the first guest of the show for the 2023-2024 season, and he is a kid that you really want to like. We're starting off with a bang. Sometimes sometimes you crescendo up, sometimes you start at the top and probably go down there from here. So, Ratamana, thank you for being on at the peak of the show. It's all downhill from here for our fans because you're going to be one of the most charismatic, energetic superstars on the football field. It seems. University of Washington commit. He's a senior at Army Navy Academy this year. He just finished practice. So we got a lot to talk about, but let's start right there with you're done with practice for the day. You're about a week and a half into training camp. How's the season going so far?
It's been great so far. I'm excited to be back with the team, be back with all the boys. It's really exciting to see the progression of some of my teammates as I go up against them now, and I feel like I feel how much better they've gotten over the off season. That's definitely really exciting.
Well, you talk about that buildup over the offseason. You guys were 9-2 last year, so I don't think that you're necessarily catching anybody off guard, but this feels like you guys still have a lot that you want to prove to San Diego. You're down in Division 5, Double A this year, and you're kind of seen as the de facto favorites. You guys like where you're at right now? Do you feel like there's still a lot of room left to grow? Do you think the team's hitting a nice stride early on?
Yeah, I say so. I'd say a big thing is we're in that Division 5 Double A, but with our schedule we have a chance to play some definitely really higher division teams. I think we got Bishops on there, Santa Fe Christian. So at least some teams that can really test us and prepare us for whatever our playoffs look like. And I think that's really good for us to really show that like we could compete outside of that Double A division.
So this year's schedule is going to include a couple of non-section teams in Gila Ridge and Temecula Prep, but then Parker, Country Day, Classic Academy, Santa Fe Christian, Bishops, Escondido Charter, Maranatha Christian. So you don't even really play an in-division game until you get to those last two. So congrats on a hell of a schedule ahead of you.
Yeah, thank you.
You talked though about prep against your teammates and being out there against the guys. Can you be honest with me? Does anybody even challenge you at your school, or is everybody just running from you physically and you're like getting the kids where it's like you look at the scout offensive lineman and he's just like, hey, please don't rip me in half? Because I get the feeling that you might be a little bit more physical than some of the other kids at your team. No offense.
I appreciate that, but of course it could be like that sometimes going into like some of the pulled up JV guys on their first year of varsity, but
have
for the
you
most part,
have you been some poor pulled up to JV from JV varsity? Have you been some kid's first varsity experience? Like his first day on varsity was going against you?
uh, I feel like I might have. Yeah, I think I might
Does that kid still play football for you guys? Is he okay? Is he physically and mentally okay?
have. I
We got to check on him. Let's by the end of the season, let's just double check and we get confirmation from you guys that the kid survived that experience, because it does feel a little terrifying. 23 sacks last season. You were basically putting up numbers that like we had to keep double and triple checking to make sure that this wasn't some sort of statistical miss input, because it was a monster year. What was working well for you last year, and what did you take from that experience in terms of like how you personally have prepared for this season?
Something that worked well for me last year was definitely just watching the film. Watching the film, I'd say really like looking at that tackle or that guard's technique, just looking at his kick step, looking at his first step on his get off. I feel like definitely just mentally preparing myself for what I should expect in that game. I think that definitely helped me a lot just to be able just to play with them and really test out what to work against them, what moves to work on them every week.
So watching a lot of footage then in the off season, becoming a
Yeah,
real film guy.
yeah, lots of film. And then of course going against my teammates, one of our other tackles, he's caught a couple offers, a little bit of had some.
A little bit of that college love, a little bit of that recruiting. Let's actually talk about that. University of Washington. Up until a couple of days ago, I would have said congratulations on the Pac-12. As a Pac-12 guy myself, that's amazing. Maybe we don't have to get exactly into like where you're going to be headed and what do you think of your new rivals, but can we at least talk about that experience and what that decision was for you? Why the University of Washington and how did that come to be?
For me, it really just felt right. leading up to that decision, I actually took 2 officials before that. I went to the University of Arizona, which was my first Power Five offer, so I had to show love to them because they were the first Power Five school to believe in me. So definitely had to take my official to them. And then the week after that, Oregon State, I met some good coaches from there, coaches who were actually from the whole entire San Diego area. And then after that, it was Washington. It was just something about Seattle, something about what they have going on over there. I really saw myself playing there. I saw myself being successful there academically and athletically. And it really just clicked with the coaches.
It was right then on the visit. You had like that divine moment where you're like, yes, this is it. Like the heavens parted, light shone down, and you're like, yes, I'm going to be a Husky.
Yeah, it was that. But, I actually I didn't commit until like the day after my visit. So I just wanted to sleep on it and be like, I didn't want to make a decision off just that official visit high. I wanted to make sure I was grounded again, back in my own bed, then make the decision.
Did you make the decision after having experienced rain in Seattle, or did you make it up there on an official visit during a sunny period of the year? Because that can be a game changer from what I'm told.
Oh no, I'm not gonna lie. It was real sunny when I went down. It felt like San Diego when I was out there. That was the sunniest like all the day. It was actually a little warm too.
Oh, that's how they sucker you in, man. That's how they get you. That's how they get. Oh yeah, come up this weekend. Come up this week. No, not that weekend. Okay, so we definitely have to check back in with you as our weather correspondent in a couple of years to see if you have survived the actual full 4 seasons. But the University of Washington, it sounds like it all clicks for you there. You mentioned academically also. Do you have any idea what you want to study?
I think I actually want to go into the sports marketing, sports business area.
Okay, very nice. Very cool.
Yeah,
our intern in the background approves of the sports marketing and business idea. So when you're saying that when you're done with your NFL career, you'll be slinging the merchandise and owning teams.
Hopefully that would be really nice. But even something like a little bit lower from that, I like maybe like a analytics or like recruiting, something around there. I think that would be really exciting too. Just looking at players, getting to watch film all day, and seeing who's got it, who doesn't.
Okay, very nice. I can dig it. I like it. All right. So have you started accumulating University of Washington gear yet? Is there anything because right now you're black and gold, so I guess the gold kind of carries over, but is there any purple in the wardrobe yet?
I'm pretty sure I got a sweater right here, and I got some gloves over there too.
Okay,
right
so
now.
it's starting to incorporate it because I feel like there's always you talk to some kids that make their decisions a little bit earlier on, and they're like, yeah, I don't really have a ton of stuff yet, and then by the time you see them at the end of the year, it's head to toe, whatever their new color scheme is. So you're saying a little bit of purple, but it has not become your primary color yet in life. Still rocking the black and gold of Army Navy. So let's talk about the season. You guys have a couple of like we said, competitive games, and that's going to require some different, X's and O's, wins and losses. Like, not necessarily here to talk about like, do you think you're going to go 7-3 or 8-2 or what, like that kind of the season? But for you guys as a team, give us a little bit of a preview of what you're going to be bringing this year. Because I know you've got Nehemiah Brunson, you've got Xavier Leatherman, you've got some other guys who are maybe also really poised to ball out this year and have some huge years. So tell us a little bit about what the team's going to look like.
I say starting off with the line both ways, offensive line, defensive line. I say we'll definitely be really physical. We got some younger talent on the edge, Jonah Tua, and then the inside three, me, Caleb Stricker, and Luke Farr. We've kind of been rocky with each other for like 3 years now. So I'd say between us, it's definitely gonna be really physical at the line. And then, yeah, the backers, like you said, Leatherman, and then Nehemiah Brunson. I say they're definitely gonna hold it down in the backfield both ways. So, to answer your question. Yeah, to answer your question, I think we're really gonna get after it. Really exciting play, run the ball really hard, and also pass the ball a lot too. We got a quarterback, Carlos Ramirez. I think he's really gonna show out this year and really, really make big strides in his quarterback career.
With all the sacks that you got last year, is there any discussion about switching over for some touchdowns? Do we have some wonky offensive formulas where there's going to be like You line up as an eligible receiver at the end, you swing out to tight end. How many can we get you some touchdowns this year as well? Just to round it out and be like, yeah, man, this guy had like 100 sacks and 20 touchdowns because he was just crazy.
One thing I promise you'll definitely see me at fullback. You'll definitely see me at fullback, opening up some holes for the running backs. And then who knows, maybe look at fullback dive.
I was gonna say, if coach, if you're listening right now, if we get inside the 5, don't even bother calling a play. Just point at the kid. Just be like, go, get in the end zone, get 32 dive, just hand it straight up the middle. All right. I want to see some of that film. Let's have that be as weekly of a reoccurring bit of film that we can share on our social media, is just you lining up and going 3 yards straight through some poor defensive end for an awesome touchdown. All right. This year, we're wishing you the best of luck as a senior. We're always trying to support everybody. You're going on to obviously bigger and better things, but as a senior and as a senior class, I'm sure that you guys have a specific legacy that you want to try and leave behind in Army Navy. And a lot of times when we talk to these smaller school kids, it's, hey, I got a really big chip on my shoulder because I feel like the love didn't trickle down far enough to our divisions, despite the fact that we were playing really good football. So, no specific, this is kind of a loaded question, I know, but what do you as a senior class, or you specifically, want to leave behind as a legacy for Army Navy football?
Definitely just leave behind kind of like make Army Navy like that school like, dang, I know they're really low division, but we still got to watch out for them, kind of that school like that you can never like, well, I don't know what the word is, but never like overthink about, or never not prepare enough for, or think you can slack off against them. Definitely that.
The team not to overlook.
Yeah, team not to
take for
overlook.
granted. Deal.
Yes,
I like that. I love that. That's perfect. That and sacks. Plenty of sacks. Do you have like a number that you're predicting this season? That are we do you want to put that in the record, or no? We're not trying to speak that out into the world.
No number predicting, but
okay.
Definitely want some more strip sacks. Throw some more strip sacks there.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm looking for.
So going for the strip sacks this year. So is there a strip sack and recover it yourself into the end zone defensive touchdown? Like, that's what we're going to go for this year is the goal?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think definitely want to see one of those in the fourth quarter, maybe in a tight game. We get one of those in.
Oh man, I love the way you think. Yes, we need more people like you in football. You make it fun. Hashtag make football fun again. Thank you very much, Ratamana, for joining us. Congratulations on the University of Washington. Go Huskies. Let's get you guys down here in studio sometime soon. And folks, we'll include all the information about the Army Navy schedule so you can check it out this season. They're going to be starting up at home against Gila Ridge, and then Temecula Prep, and then Francis Parker. A nice little homestand to start the game. Great chances to go see him and support him if you're up in that North County area on a Friday night. Thank you very much, man. And we'll talk to you guys soon.